is actually an emergency live. I will explain why as soon as everyone gets in here. But hi, I'm Melody from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. We usually go live on Sunday nights, and I have to do an emergency live because of. Oh, I'll just explain once everyone gets in. Hopefully this goes out. I'll let you know when I'm live. Just thought I would go live from the garden to explain this hot mess of a situation. So, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Now it's crazy life. Hey, girly girl, how are you? If you can share this live out, that'd be great because I said it's an emergency live and it's important. So I figured I would just go live to break this down for everybody, let everybody know what's going on. So how are you? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Shelly and Anthony, dang, hello Melody, I know, this is crazy for me. I'm live from the garden and I'm like kind of freaking out, so I'm trying to wait for people to get in so I don't have to keep repeating myself and tell you all what's wrong. Ay, ay, ay. So if anybody can share this out, that would be awesome. Hello, Ultimate Acres. I can't. Oh, only 200. Okay, if somebody can share this video out, I figured I'm just going to have to tell you what's going on. Paul Honeyman, hello from England. Share this video out. I need people to be in here. I had something that had happened, and I need to explain it to everyone. So we got 10 people in here, 2 thumbs up. Oh, let me see. What is this one? And everyone in the chat, how are you all feeling today? I'm feeling like poop, honestly. I'm so distraught. They didn't even know how to handle the situation, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do an emergency live from the garden, break it all down to you, tell you what's going on, what had happened, because you should have seen it today on YouTube, and you didn't. So yeah, I just kind of don't want to be repeating myself a million times. So I wanted to give it a hot minute for some people to join in. But hello, let me give you a little, let me stand up and show you my full garden, if you can see that. I'm sitting up here at the current moment. Oh my goodness, stranger. Cheyenne, hello. Where have you been, girl? Hello, Melody. What the heck happened? Bushcraft family, hello. Just trying to let everybody get in. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. You ever just have like total bad luck? Everything goes wrong? Okay. Where do I begin? I have a major crisis in my garden, folks. I'm about ready to rip my hair out. Spent my entire day yesterday dealing with a situation that I thought was just going to be a mediocre problem that I could resolve. Here's where the real problem comes in. As I recorded the whole thing and I was editing it today, I thought it was very important to do this video that I did yesterday. I worked on the edits today. I wanted to get the video out so everybody could see. I spent so much time outside yesterday, 9:30 a.m. yesterday morning to, I looked at the clock and couldn't even believe I almost fell over. It was like 6:45 here last night. Needless to say, I spent probably about, I don't really do vlogs. I turned my video into a vlog because I thought it was very important to the community, very important to other gardeners of what I fell into, what had happened to me yesterday. And as I was editing today, I'm using a free editor software on my phone as I'm editing this video for everyone to be able to see, in hopes that maybe it could help you all, because it's not going to help me now. It said my storage was full. I went in to delete a video, and oh my gosh, it deleted a 4-hour edit. 4-hour edit. I kid you not. Simply Jen, can you share this out, this video? So needless to say, I reached out to Indiana Backyard Gardener on 4th of July and I said, Adrian, I'm seeing like a yellow bug on my bush beans. If y'all know me, I do that square foot gardening, a lot of beans. And she looked it up and it said that it was a Mexican bean beetle. So I said, okay, thank you very much, yada yada. Yesterday I come out, I turn my camera on, I start bringing you all along like I normally would when I'm in the garden. I literally show what this bug looks like. I had to go onto Google to do research. It says that there's multiple different colors in this bean, Mexican bean beetle. And as I'm doing the video and saying, should I take off the leaves? What do I do? Long story short, infested, literally infested. And literally it's jeopardizing my whole gardening season. I didn't know what to do. This is why I wanted the video put out there, to be able to help anyone else. I've been working. Fanny off. Yep. Shared girl, I hope everything is all good in your family. Ugh. I almost feel like I could cry. So, hello to everyone that's coming in. So like I said, I took the time out to bring everyone along, all my subscribers, anyone that's in the gardening community, homesteading, because I've never in 35 years of gardening have ever seen what I witnessed yesterday. And to have my video just disappear today, which should have been uploaded, I went onto Google to try to recover it. I went in the settings. It's gone. It's gone. So this is what I'm up against, my friends. Let me just take you to it. I'm trying to hold it together over here, but I feel like I'm falling apart at the seams. Part of me wants to bust down and cry and be honest. The other part of me is when I recorded this video, I didn't know what to do. I've never seen anything like this in my life. And you can look it up yourself. The Mexican bean beetle can destroy your entire garden. So if you have it in one spot and you don't figure out the problem, it will attack your beets, your tomatoes, and your squash. So I panicked. In this video that y'all should have saw today, I was saying, should I pick off the leaves? You will see your leaves start looking like skeletal, is what they call it on Google, where you can basically see through the leaf. Every time I was picking the bug off to show you it all, as I'm going further and further into the beans, I was completely infested. So unfortunately, you know, without having anyone's help and never experiencing something like this before, what options does it leave a gardener? Do you leave it in there and take a chance? Do you keep picking off all the bugs? I mean, I had a huge bucket of soapy water. I had no neem oil. It literally would not have resolved this problem other than to burn it. So I just lost a major crop, because here you go. This is exactly what I ended up deciding to do, because I can't afford to lose my squash, my beets, and my tomatoes. So I'll turn you around the best I can. And this was hours. I have to make sure I can hold it up right. Hours and hours, which I know to everyone else, this may not be a big deal. It's a humongous deal. If you saw my video when I planted this, I did 16 beans per square foot, and my entire bed was covered in this Mexican, oh my gosh, folks, I'm about ready to have a nervous breakdown. It was covered in this Mexican bean beetle. I do have some pictures that I can put up when I'm done this live. I also, well, like I said, after hours of just picking through a gazillion beans, they're all gone. My Chinese red noodle beans did not seem to be affected. I've checked the leaves. They're fine. I left these two in last night as like a trap crop to see if it would come back. Bingo. I went over to this bed. Hopefully you can see this. This is the October beans that Boone sent me, and they have beans on it. I've already found, yesterday I found one bug, 2 leaves with the eggs on it. This morning I came out, I found 2 bugs, and no, 1 bug and 1 leaf with the eggs on it. So let me just give you an example, and this is going to be a pathetic example, but can you see that leaf? You see right there how you can see through it? All my leaves, when I came out here the day after 4th of July, you could just look right through the leaves. I mean, it demolished my plants, and I needed to decide whether to save my beans or to just let this horrible thing run rampant through my whole garden. So I've never experienced this a day in my life. I was literally reaching out to everyone on this video, like, help, what do I do? You know, should I pick off every single leaf? So when you're trying to grow your own food and you end up losing a whole entire bed, it's just heartbreaking, and I don't know if I can plant right back into the soil. I'm just clueless over here. Let's see. Let me see. I'm so sorry. Oh no, not the fuzzy yellow bug had that happen and they eat everything. Yeah. Oh my God, worse than locusts. I've never had it before. Drained, it's how I've been feeling since that. Yep. Hope you feel better, Paul. There's another that is green that burrows in the beans. Oh no. Powder the leaves and stalks with any types of powder. It's already too late. Would diatomaceous earth or minty soap water kill it? It says Ultimate Acres. I really don't know the research that I did and what Adrian gave me, because this is not Adrian's fault. I just said, no, I only see a couple. A couple is 2. When I came out the next day after 4th of July, it was literally, honest to God, an infestation of these bugs. And going through the video, I was picking, I don't know if I was so nervous, I was picking off the leaves. Should I pick off the beans? Do I take the bad leaves off? Every leaf I turned over, you'll see, I'll post videos with this live. It would have like 5 or 6 of them on there. It would be a solid, like, yellow color Mexican beetle. But then I saw the other one in there as well, which is yellow and has these white things all over it. The more research I did, it basically said that once you get an infestation of them in your beans, you could lose all your beets, your tomatoes, your squashes. And my heart just sunk. I really felt like I was just, I don't know, I guess like punched in the gut. And I like to encourage everybody, like, don't quit, don't give up. But I'm still raw, I'm still emotional on this. So bear with me, my friends. I really felt like somebody drop kicked me in my stomach. So what my roommate came out and I said, Jim, I can't save any of this. Thousands of beans. So I just thought it was best to harvest what was there and burn everything, you know. And then to put this informative, I mean, in-depth video out today for you all, and the video be gone, it's like a double whammy for me. I do have a follow-up video that I could put out there today that shows you what I ended up deciding on doing. But I'm telling you, I've never in a million years saw anything like this. I mean, in a blink of an eye, in less than 24 hours, it went from like 2, 3 of those bugs to like, they were on every single solitary thing. And now I just have to worry about the rest of my garden. I did leave Boone's beans over there so I could see if there's any more. So there was 2 bugs yesterday with, I think, 2 leaves that had eggs on it. I killed it immediately. This morning it was one of those beetle bugs, the Mexican beetle bug, and 1 leaf that had eggs on it. I keep going over and checking, because if I see it goes on that, like a trap crop, then I would have to be worried about all my other things in my garden. I mean, it could literally end my garden season this year. So quite concerned and quite upset. I know how aggravating this is. I've had some of the strangest bugs in my garden this year. I've had hundreds of them, I know. Hi, Gary. Glad to see you too, my friend. Shared it out. Thanks, Jen. Um, you have time to replant. Well, that was my other question. You know, I'm a gardener. I like to grow food. I like to be encouraging to anyone, everyone, and anyone. But I've never seen this before, and I even said in the video, what am I going to do? You know, it's so dry here. It's been like 94, not including like the humidity. It's exhausting here. My plants are taking a beating. I said, this is everywhere. It's like the weather's different. Each of our growing conditions are different. There's different bugs this year. I've never seen anything like this in my life. But as a gardener, I also tried to say, like, don't get discouraged. But yet, look at me today. I'm ready to burst into tears about not being discouraged. Like I said, it feels like somebody drop kicked me in my gut. And then I'm afraid. It's like, I don't know what to do. What do I plant in that soil? When I research this information, it says your soil needs to be tilled. I don't till. Should I rake it, flip it? Do I use the other bed where Voone's beans are and just, do I have time to plant more beans? I needed to reach out to the community because I try to be there for everyone else. I wanted to know people's suggestions. Do I leave the bed empty? Do you think I'm going to lose my gardening season? I mean, if I see these on tomatoes, I'm probably going to die. So yeah, I think that I might have time. I'm just not sure what to do. Would you do it? Should I do more? I am so sorry to hear this news. You have time to replant. Beans grow fast and are resilient in growth. Start more at home. Okay. But if the bug is here, well, look, don't mind. You know, I got mascara running. What can I tell you? My heart and soul goes into gardening. I just told my son and his daughter they could come over to pick beans. You know, I'm trying to feed other people. The world's a hot mess. I don't know if it's really that. I think it is that. And I think it's like, it's just been such a trying, just a lot of things going on, you know. Needless to say, my concern is, are they still here on the property? If I plant more beans, are they coming back? Like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what to think. It's my daughter trying to chime in, so I have to keep hitting some decline. It's not easy when we lose our harvest this year. It's been so bad with bugs. And listen, I'm not trying to be on here like a 2-year-old crying, you know, getting upset. I mean, I had a fantastic gardening season last year, but it's not that. I think it's the work, the time, and the energy. I'm sweating off pounds because it's so hot here. Putting all that work into thousands of beans that I don't have anymore. You know, that would have been the first harvest. So what my decision ended up being was get as many of the beans off on a first harvest that I possibly can. I said to my roommate, that's it. Get the fire pit. We're burning all the plants. It's infested. And I had to be sensible. As overwhelmed as I feel, I don't want this spreading throughout my garden. So my final decision was to rip it out. That's the second part to the video, but the first video got deleted off my phone. And I am like, just, I don't know, live it. How to garden. Hello, welcome in. Mel, pick yourself up, dust yourself up. I know, it's like that saying, Jan, what is it? From that movie, pick yourself up and dust the spunk off, right? So Jen says, Mel, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and plant, plant, plant. It's okay to feel bad about this and discouraged. It's only natural. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I have a decent harvest that I got out of it, but you are all familiar with bush beans. You pick them all. The more you pick, the more you get. That was only the first harvest. It's for here, it's for my kids, it's for people that are hungry, and I just feel like, I don't know. I just told my son and his girlfriend to come over and pick their little hearts out. I told my daughter to bring my granddaughter over and pick beans. Get up, boom. I'm literally infested, and they are the most ugliest things I've ever seen in my entire life. But welcome in, How to Garden. I would not use the bed and cover it with plastic. Yeah, see, I just don't know. So I did leave, and it has my Chinese red noodle beans on there, and they're fine. And it also has like one, it was a black bean, bear with me. Um, One, I think it was like a swan type of bean with a flower. I treated it with soap and water. That is in that bed, and I left two little plants on the end. It's like a trap crop to see if I would come out here today and see more on there. I didn't, but on Boone's October beans, that would be 2 bugs and 2 leaves or 3 leaves that had eggs on it. I picked it off. Now it's like, do I go through the rest of my entire garden and see if there's any more of this all over? My last great garden was in 2019. I'm in W. Well, welcome in. Nice to see you. Treat the garden, let it rest for a few days, and you should be able to replant. You know, because you ever hear people say, like, you should never leave a bed empty, Jen? It's like, suddenly, it's all like my smarts went, like, right out the window. I think it was just the shock of it all, because I don't think I've ever seen that many plants, well, that many bugs on that many plants. There was thousands. Well, let's do the math. I did between 12 and 16 beans per square foot. So yeah, thousands of bush beans were in that bed. It's always worked for me. I even said within the video, if someone wants to call me out, well, maybe you square foot gardened them too close, that's why you got them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because I've been planting my beans like that for years. But I don't understand how the bug gets here. It didn't have wings. You smush it to kill it. It would leave like mustardy gook on your hand. Oh, it was the grossest thing ever. But I'll just say the last name. Welcome in, Mackenzie. Put some pictures up of the bugs on your community page so we can see it. I will do that. I want to try to bring this information to everyone, because if this is new for me, the first time in 35 years of gardening, what about the new gardeners I was thinking about, you know, that are just starting? I mean, this was enough to freak me out, let alone they would probably never want to garden again. You know, I mean, I did say within the video, I feel like I was kicked in the gut. I feel depleted. I feel defeated, which is probably perfectly normal. But I thought that that was a video that should have been posted so that you don't just see the good on my channel. I want you to know and see everything on my channel. And that video was very important to me, and that video is now gone. The only thing I could upload is the after effects. When I came back out the house, I recorded, okay, this is what I decided to do. And I show you the after effects. So, you can use a torch to burn the soil, and it will kill the eggs in the soil. I wonder if my roommate has a torch, Jen. Cover the beans that are infested. There's none that are here on the property any longer that are infested. I was going to burn them all, like I just stated. Then the wind was picking up here, so my roommate did. I asked him, I said, Jim, I know you're not a gardener. I know you're not a farmer. Can you please loan me a hand? I was pulling each plant out with the bugs all over it and just picking off all the beans. Now, does it affect the beans? Not that I'm aware of. I was running out of things to put the beans in, so somebody could say, like, well, that's crazy. You got a good, decent amount of beans. When you go through planting that many, like 1,000 beans for 1,000 plants, you're expecting a big harvest, right? It's better to have some than have none, is how I was looking at that. And the factor that they spread throughout your garden, I just thought was very valuable information for everyone else to know. You could type it in. They have different pictures of the beetle bug. I saw, as I was going further into the bed, I saw the yellow eggs, orangey eggs, but then I saw red eggs, and I knew I was done. I just knew it. I was quite shocked to see what time it was last night when I was finally done. I picked every single plant out of that bed, picked the beans off that I could get off of it. I took any of the debris that was on the bed or any of the bugs I saw crawling on the bed, and Jimmy and I put the plants inside the trash can, closed the lid. Trash got picked up today due to the holiday. So needless to say, they would have been in that hot trash can, suffocating. So trash men came already and took them away. I would have preferred them to be burned, but I didn't want to start a fire here, you know. It won't hurt to leave it for a few days. Okay. No, you're a very giving person and think of others. Beans are fairly inexpensive and can be bought at the store. I say this not because they aren't important, but just to try and help refocus. Right. Um, it's not the price to me. It really isn't. I mean, yeah, I'm a little upset that I don't have my favorite string bean. If I'm gonna do all this work for whether it's my roommate, whether it's my family, neighbors, I want to at least get my favorite string bean out of the deal. No, my M.I. Gardner French string bean gone. But that's not the moral of this live. The moral of this live is the factor that I have to stay true to myself. Whether I cry, scream it from the rooftop, hey, this is something new to me, and I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. That was the video that was supposed to be out there today. Like, showing you this infestation was just god awful. To then have to do what Jen said, pick myself up. I was editing the video, and then when that video disappeared and there was no recovery method to get it back, that's when I think I completely lost the shit, to be honest with you. Because I think it was a knowledgeable video. It was more laid out like a vlog type of style, like this vlog on beans. I went into grave depth. I took you into the leaf because they say your leaves will start looking like skeletal. They'll be thin. I showed like how the plant could look so bare. I was like saying, should I pick off the leaves? Should I just keep going through the bed? I would be here for days. But once I realized it can infest other areas of your garden, I think I wanted to fall over and pass out. And I really wanted this information to be on YouTube. I have to stay true to myself, is what I said in the video. And that's not to show you the great things. You need to see the terrible things that are happening here over at Bake a Leg and Let's Dig In. And it was god awful. I mean, infested is probably an understatement. So now where do I go from here? Yes, beans are inexpensive. The bed has nothing in it today other than the 2 bean plants that I left as a trap crop. I'm trying to watch the other beans that Boone sent me to make sure they don't have it on there. I treated them with soap and water. I think I just want to state, like, if you get this bean, or have you ever seen this beetle, where does it come from? How does it get here? Because it has no wings. And then on Google, it states you can get all of them from within that family, or you could see like 2 or 3 from within that Mexican family. So I think I needed some more knowledge myself on, like, I just don't understand. And I was saying, like, did I do something wrong? Like, what's causing this? What had happened? I figured I would go to some more experienced YouTubers that have been on here longer, may have a whole lot more experience than me, and maybe shed some light on, this type of Mexican bean beetle. Let's see. Gardening is about learning to never to quit. Amen. Unfortunately, it happens. I know. I think I'm more upset today because I worked so hard to be so raw in recording my video as this is happening so you could see it all. And just, it was like raw emotion and just, everything. To put it out there for someone else to learn by it, even at the end, I'm chipper and, well, what are we going to do? Things happen. But I was proud of myself that I recorded the whole thing, took you along everything that was happening, what I was thinking, what should I do, what did I do wrong, never get discouraged. But is it worth losing your entire garden over this infestation? I thought the video was great, honestly. And that was a real bummer that it's now not going to be uploaded because, I don't know, the file just disappeared and I can't recover it. It was on my phone. And I wanted to try, I said this before, to be a better teacher and help people. And I think that video would have helped a lot of people. Plus, I also still need to learn a lot about this bug. And just keep your fingers crossed that it didn't make its way to my squash or my tomatoes or my beets. Um, Gardening should be relaxing. It's possible that it's fate's way to get you to relax with more time. You are a great person. Don't sweat it. Please, everything will be okay. Gary, thank you. I mean, really, I didn't come on here for like that. I just feel like I left fellow gardeners down, newbie gardeners. It's something new. It was so like something you would have saw in a movie. And just the way I conducted myself, I thought a lot of people can learn from this video, and then to lose it was just, ugh. It's sort of like a roots and refuge. Finding her soil is contaminated. That's very informative information, and she put it all out there, and that's what I did yesterday to end up losing the video. So it doesn't affect the bean smell. Yeah, the beans are in water right now, but ask me if I have the energy to do beans. I don't. Not everything works, but real gardeners learn from it and keep going. Amen. That is true, how to garden. You know, I just really wanted to show y'all, and if it could help one person, great. Plus, I was also hoping that, you know, more experienced people could educate me on what this is. How does it get here? Is there any real explanation? Does anybody have like a whole lot of information on this Mexican bean beetle? Because I never heard of it a day in my life. Never. Hi, James. Hi, Bake a Leg. Let's dig it. Are you sure by any chances? Am I what? Country living. Saying hello, everyone. Hate seeing you worrying. Oh, I'm worrying. Let's see. Country living. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm happy you were able to harvest the beans. Yeah, I mean, and that's probably going to look like the most shocking part to everyone is I was able to get my first harvest of beans off of that. My goal this year for myself personally was to have, you know, I'm a newbie pressure canner, to at least put up 30 to 35 jars. But I'm also a mom. I'm a mom. It's like my daughter's... We've been dancing with the devil. Sorry, I had to decline that. I forgot to turn off the do not disturb. You know, my daughter doesn't really eat meat. She's hurting from the prices. You know, I think that's what's really choking me up is the factor that I was like, you know, said to my Amanda, oh, come on over, bring Adeline, and you can pick your little hearts out and take as many beans as you want. Same with my son and his girlfriend. It's like, I think that's really hurting me to the core of my soul. Is, you know, there's nothing I could do about it. I'm sure my kids would be like, oh, don't worry about it. But me, I'm taking it a whole lot harder. I feel like they were looking forward to these beans, and, you know, I'm trying to help everyone out, including neighbors here in my community. And I don't know why I'm feeling like a total letdown, even though I'm not. I can offer other things. I could try to concession plan again. There's always another way, right? So it's not a boo-hoo, feel sorry for me trip. It's just like, ugh, I just can't even believe it. I just don't have enough knowledge on this Mexican bean beetle to not feel scared. I mean, that's what's really going on. Hi, I'm Melody. Welcome to my channel. And I'm nervous and I'm scared. I'm afraid it's gonna. I mean, I sounded calm yesterday, recording the video, and was just like, oh Lord, help me. I did say that a few times during the entire video. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see that part. But once I read more information and it said it can take out other crops, I think that was just common sense to just take your losses, which is what I said at the end of the video. What are you going to do? Pick the beans out and just get rid of the plants. So, infestation is a sign of an imbalance. Have you tried companion planting? Well, I'm pretty good at companion planting. This is the other thing. I had like a nasturtium in that bed. I had a marigold in that bed with all these bush beans. Bush beans like to be planted close together. Do you know that they were dead? Like, I totally forgot I had a marigold in there because it killed everything. you know. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty good at making sure to companion plant. And when I researched it, it did say nasturtium marigold. I'm like, well, that's weird because it killed those too. So, I mean, I'm grateful to get some beans off of those plants. And I am hoping that I made the right decision by just ripping them all out, because that would have been days and days worth of work of getting all those bugs off. If I did a quarter section, they were back on that quarter section. They weren't flying, they weren't fast movers. I just couldn't. I mean, they were down on the stems. They were just on the back of every single plant that I touched in that bed. And I just figure, you know what? After a lot of thinking about it, trying to inform myself on some information, it's time to, you know, save what you can and get rid of the beans. Like, get rid of the plants. I wish I knew how the bugs get here. Jan says, me too. I wonder if some soil and compost have the eggs in it. Well, Adrian won't know. She'll know now, but I figured she would know when she saw the video. I didn't make it out like it was a big deal when I reached out to Adrian from Indiana Backyard Gardener on a text message, until I actually saw it up close and personal and decided to turn on that camera and put it all out there for you all to see that it was in, you know, it was overrun with those things. She said soap and water. She also made a point. I got my leaves last year from the neighbor back there, and she said, well, if they had maybe leaves lying around, they could come from that, but he didn't. He rides over his leaves, and at the time, I know he didn't spray anything, so he gave us the leaves. I know that I had the leaves on extra thick. I don't know if that's what did it. I really don't know much about this species in order to be concrete about how they got here. The other thing that it said depends on your climate. For an example, I'm 7B, Pennsylvania. We get snow, and it did state in there if we had a mild winter, they could come. So maybe I could blame it on that, because normally, we get a lot of snow, and I didn't get a lot of snow last year at all. Let's see. Yeah, very much so, Jan. Jan just says it stinks when we lose a video we work so hard on. Yeah, I think that really is what pushed me over the edge today, because normally, I mean, I could talk, but I was so open and honest on this video. I laid it all out there for you all to see. I put the camera in close. I showed you the bugs. I showed you a leaf that had like 12 of them on there. One had like maybe 8 on there. Like, what do I do? Should I be discouraged? No, because I would be setting a bad example. I mean, this happens to the best of us, I did have my moments of weakness on the video, not crying or anything like that, but I just felt like it was a very informative video, and I wanted this video to be put out there to help. Like someone like me, I never see videos like this out there on YouTube. Never. I would have to type it in and maybe something will pop up, but all the gardening channels that I watch and I follow, I've never heard anyone speak about this Mexican bean beetle. So that was the moral too, was to help educate myself and educate everyone else. Like, if I'm getting them, has anyone else? I've done companion planting and still had bugs. Okay. Hi, Huga. I think these things that happen that we have no control over. That is true. Maybe what some newbies need is to see an experienced gardener deal with disappointments. That's exactly what I was trying to do, Gary, is to put it all out there, lay it out, all out on the line. Here I am trying to get people to grow their own food, help new gardeners. I mean, even my daughter, I'm trying to get her to grow some type of food. My experiences. I said I cannot do YouTube and not stay true to myself, so here it is. Like, I laid it all out there yesterday. The good, the bad, the ugly. Like, I just don't want to show just all the good over here. And this was one ugly scene here yesterday, honestly. And I think that this would have been a video that I could go back and look upon, or somebody new. I don't know, maybe we gardeners can put our heads together and maybe try to learn a little bit more about this bug, because if a new gardener is like, okay, don't really want to garden, but I really love string beans and I want to eat, I'm following this woman, bake a leg, let's dig it, let's do bush beans. If a new gardener experienced that, could you imagine? I'm an experienced gardener, never saw this bug a day in my life, and it overwhelms me, but I kept my cool. And I just said, should we quit gardening because one thing happened and it takes your whole crop away? It's the name of the game when it comes to gardening. So yeah, I just, and the video, you know, all the edits and all the hours I put into that today. I tried to go into my phone to recover it. You just can't. I think my roommate hit the trash button and it's gone. So the only thing that I can upload for y'all to see is what my final decision ended up being. Because I did say when I ended the video, well, I'm either going to end up harvesting all the beans, disposing all the plants, or maybe I'm just going to rip off all the bad leaves. But I'm going to be honest about this. There were too many bad leaves. There was probably, oh, I don't know, without over exaggerating, at least 1,000. At least 1,000 in an 8x4 bed. I would have been there for days picking off every one of those bugs. So I had to snap out of it, come to my senses, and think, you lose one thing, it beats losing. And I said that in my video. I could lose my beets right now, so that's one bed. I could lose my squashes, which are all in another bed, that's 2. What else did it say? Oh, tomatoes, that's a bed and a half, so I figure that's 4. Then my beans, that's like 5 beds out of 8. That could destroy my whole season. I did state that on the video, that these terrible things do happen. We don't know why all the time, but you also have to think on a quickness. Is it worth the beans, or is it worth the rest of your harvest? Just have to hope and pray to God, say some prayers for over here, that when I go and dig around and look a little bit better, that it didn't get to my tomatoes, it hopefully didn't get to my squashes, because if that's the case, honestly, my gardening season will be over. The only thing that I don't think it affects is pepper plants. But thank you for that, Gary. You always have some kind of bugs. Yep. It's nice to have you here, How to Garden. Let's see. That beetle looks like an orange with black dots, ladybugs. Okay. Adrian sent me a picture where it has like fangs. It was yellow and it had the dots. I didn't have that. I have the 2 other ones. I have one that's like a solid yellow color. I want to say like an orange yellow, like this color right here. And then the other one was the yellowy color, but it had white things all around it. So I have 2 from that family of, I don't know, I think it's like 4 or 5 within that Mexican bean bug family. I had 2 in the bed alone. So, I mean, that's just common sense to get rid of it all, you know? So, needless to say, they're weird and an ugly kind of creature. But once I saw red eggs, I think the next beetle in that family, if you look at the graph they show you, or a picture they show you on Google, there's multiple different ones. Adrian sent me the one that was yellow with the black dots. I didn't have that. I had solid yellow, and then I had the yellowish with the white going around it. Miss Janet, if you want to look that up. They are in the ladybug family, but not in a good way. After I stopped spraying, it was really bad at first, but as permaculture system evolved, I got more good bugs, and it started to balance out. Took a while. Yeah, How to Garden, I don't use anything. Absolutely no anything on this property has ever been sprayed or used even before I got here. This is 100% all organic. So if soap and water doesn't handle the problem, then it has to go. She was suggesting neem oil. Someone else suggested the diatomaceous earth. I don't have any of those because I don't use any of it. I have a lot of like sunflowers and things to attract good, bad, all that going on here in the garden. The ecosystem here is pretty good. I just don't understand how they got here. I really don't. Let's see. Shared you out. Gotta go, but best of luck. Thank you, How to Garden. Really appreciate it. The only video that you'll be able to see is what I ended up doing. I do speak about this conversation a little bit, but you'll see the bed gone. I mean, you could go back and see how the bed previously looked, but if it's a shame that the video you won't see as, you know, as I was doing it, you'll see a follow-up video of what I decided. And then I think I showed the eggs and a bug on the follow-up video in Boone's beans. So basically, what am I doing now? The October beans are in an opposite bed. Like I said, I found a couple of the bugs, a couple of the eggs. I got rid of it. I'm letting those October beans stay. And I'm coming out here. As of today, I've only done it once. A quick glance when I took you over there. I will look again in a little while. And I'm going to do that for the next couple days. I feel like if I don't see anything in the next couple days, I'm going to quickly go in that bed, not the one I saw all this junk in, and I'm going to concessions sow some more beans. As far as the empty bed is concerned, I was wondering if he's going to help me out. Like, should I go in with something different? Should I try maybe some turnips? Just some suggestions. I'd be more than happy to take any ideas you have. They love hummus, lima beans, snap beans, cowpeas, soybeans. So you're seeing them, right, Jen? You can look it up. Jay's on here. It's late. Come to bed. Oh my gosh, Jay, stop doing that. Jay, I lost my whole video I was editing, and that's why I'm on live explaining what had happened. Jay started to see my video, and then I was editing it. We also had somebody come here for the basement problem, and then Jimmy left, and I went to upload the video from this editor, and it said I was running out of space. I went in and deleted off a different video, and it deleted off the most important video ever, which was the one I did yesterday. And I was back there, you know, like a sailor, and looking and going to Google, trying to see how I can recover it. Then my roommate was on my phone. We followed we went under the trash thing, and I think he may have hit the button and it permanently deleted it. So I figured next best thing to do. It's not going to be as informative, but it's to just do an emergency live and explain exactly what's happening right now. Yes, ma'am. We're behind you, Mel. Gary, that absolutely means the world to me. Oh, I love you too, Miss Jen. You're the best. I know, he's too funny, Miss Jen. Thank you, Gary. Honestly, thank you, Sue, for coming in. Hey, lady, what's happening? You okay? This is LP. I don't know how long you've been in here, but I call it the Mexican beetle. And then I lost the most informative video that I probably ever posted on my channel, all in a day's work. So that's what's going on there, LP, but it's good to see you. Hey, Indiana Backyard Gardener. Hey, y'all who are all coming in. Mary, sorry, Mel, bugs are bad this season. Yeah, really. Barb saying, wow. So if you missed what I was saying, it's the Mexican beetle. I didn't think it was no big deal. I thought maybe I had one or two, and I had like about 1,000. So, you know, and I just wanted to come on and explain that the video was actually a really, really good video, very informative for everyone, new gardeners. You know, probably one of my better videos I think that I've done, you know, where I put it all out there, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I specifically said, this channel cannot be about everything's glorious. Everything's doing great. No, wait till you see a load of this, because I never saw anything like this in my life in 35 years. And I literally said on the video, like, okay, that's it. I think I'm infested. So unfortunately, that video disappeared into outer space, and all you can see is me right now explaining what happened, and the follow-up video that I did 2 videos yesterday as this was going on. So I don't know how it got here. It has no wings. I can't explain any of that. All I can do is like what Miss Jen said, and that's pick myself up and brush myself off, but it's a herder for sure. So all my bush beans that I did in that bed, every one of the plants are out and gone. I just thought that was the most sensible thing to do, is rip the plants out, because there were so many of those bugs on there. And if it's said on Google that you can lose your beets, your squash, your tomato plants, that was a done deal for me. Done deal. So I had my roommate help me a little bit. Not well, because I did a lot yesterday. I couldn't even fathom the thought when I sat down. I looked at my phone and I said to my roommate, does that say 6:45 at night? And he was like, yeah. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. And that's because I was outside in the heat yesterday, 9:30 a.m. And when I finally got done with the whole bean debacle, it was already 6:45 at night. So, I wanted this video to be out there to help anyone. Adrian helps me all the time, and I never even left the cat out of the bag with her. I didn't call her on the phone yesterday. I didn't say Adrian, what I thought was going to be like mediocre, not so much. Like sometimes we got to pick our battles here. So I harvested all the beans off and got rid of all the plants. I'm just not sure. Like a few people suggested to leave the bed empty. Google suggests to till the soil. I don't know if maybe I should plant something like turnips or something in there. And every day, like 3 times a day, I'm going to keep checking Boone's beans. I'll take you over and show you the bed again. And I will show you, because my bush beans are in a different bed this year. They're not in the same bed they were in last year. So all those lovely beans, plants are all gone. I'll turn you around when we get there. So there it is. They're all out. And I'm really surprised that it didn't affect my rattlesnake pole beans. No, sorry. My Chinese red noodle beans didn't affect them at all. And I left these two in here just so look. Okay, this is a baby one, but look. There is one right there. This plant, as you can obviously see, it was like buried in there. But this is a baby compared to yesterday. It was huge. But I left this plant in here as a trap crop so I can figure out if I should plant more beans. But as you can see, what I left here yesterday as an experiment, I already had the bug on there. So that was an experiment. This is the other one that I left here. We can check it together, but this looks pretty green. Even though you could think your plants are great and they'll be green. No, they were all in the underneaths. It was loaded with eggs. There was thousands of them. So this is the bed the beans were all in that are now all gone. And I picked off the debris. I picked up any bugs. I raked the front of the grounds. I raked over there. I sprayed Dawn dish soap and water on the metal part of my bed. But let me take you over here. This is the bed I planted beans in last year. Here is Voone's October beans. And I have already found, let me, I guess, push up a little bit. Bear with me. I've already found one bug today, earlier, and one leaf, 2 leaves with the eggs on it. Yesterday there was 2 bugs, 1 leaf with the egg on it. So they basically start doing this to the leaves of your plants. They will thin them out so bad to where it's like an X-ray. You can see it. So I'm coming over here and checking because I'm really kind of afraid and think, I don't know if my garden is infested with these things now. Don't do any more beans, do more beans. Just don't know. But there are beans on this plant. It looks relatively healthy, but then again, so did some of my other beans. And I found them. So I'm just going to have to keep checking. I wish I could find one now for you besides that little one. But I don't know, my friends. Don't know. Is it not going to be the year for beans? Not really sure. But I am coming over here and looking underneath and just wondering to do any more, not to do any more, see if I find any more of these bugs. But so far you can see this isn't too bad over here. Like I said, 1, 2, or 3 max of the bug, and then a couple that had the eggs on it, but I don't see any more on this plant. Like I said, I am checking. I'm looking for eggs, larvae, anything of that nature. But, you know, these little dots have me concerned because that's kind of how it started in my other bed. But it's definitely, definitely beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Mexican bean beetle. And there's multiple different colors, sizes, and shapes of that bean as well. So, and over here is my kahuna beans. I didn't even check them. I really didn't, because this has been very time consuming of an issue. And that's how close my squash bed is. I mean, I don't know. I have to go through everything now and see. We're supposed to get rain, but it keeps saying we're going to get rain and we don't. We are really suffering with the heat here. Things are just looking pretty bad, but I just needed more information on this bean and just explain, like, the beans are gone, plants are gone, and let me lower these down. And now the video is gone. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Driving, but hey. I had some beetles last year, forgot the name now, that invaded my cilantro when it went to seed. This year they left it alone, but they're still in the garden. I know that doesn't help you now. No, LP, that's always good information if we can all help ourselves. Cover the bed with the tarp and kill off what's in there. Okay, well, I have to find a tarp, first of all, and, you know, do I plant beans in the other half of that other bed? Am I pointing the right way? Over there. And now I have to look throughout other things like squash, my tomatoes, my beets, and see if I see this bug here. But, you know, just wanted to come on and just be real with you all. We're like hurting here in Pennsylvania. Heat's been god awful. 5 minutes of rain yesterday. It was disgusting. My sweet potatoes are being affected, but mainly it was about the video. This video just disappeared into thin air, and it had a lot of information on there, and I brought you through the whole thing. So I'll do what Miss Jen said, and that's to post the pictures on my community tab. Hopefully it'll help someone. I'm just trying to see, like, does anybody know any other information on this? How do they get here? What do you do to prevent them? Yeah, what's the guarantee they're not in my soil? I mean, they're pretty bright yellow. You can't miss them. But Google says you have to till your soil in order to get rid of them. And I'm not a huge fan of that idea, but sometimes you might have to do some things you don't like to do. Yep, Indiana Backyard Gardener says, dang. I've got loads of invasive jumping worms. I heard about them. I moved a 15-gallon grow bag and caught 50 of them right there at the top. No more than an inch or two down. They're super bad for the soil. I was reading about them. They're there. What state are you in again, LP? Because I did read there was a possibility they could come to Pennsylvania, but oh, lordy, no jumping worms here, thank God. But the Mexico bean beetles here, though, and I just don't know enough about it. Get some neem oil, says Barb. Even if the plants are gone, do I use neem oil? Like on the soil? I don't know. I'm not trying to kill really good soil. Breathe. You're still sharing it with us, but that is so frustrating. I do appreciate you sharing this. Could come in on commercial plants or bags of soil or compost. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think Indiana Backyard Gardener was talking about when you delete a video, you can recover it. I tried, Barb. I have a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. I went to Google. It directed me to go to the, as my roommate calls it, the hamburger menu. I went there. It said there would be like a recyclable bin. There isn't, but there's a trash one in there. And I handed on the phone and think there's nothing in there. So I kind of was back there cussing like a sailor, really, to be honest with y'all. Like, no, this could not have happened. And then including all the editing I've done today. I got nothing else accomplished today because of this situation and the video. I'll try to look one more time, but if it's not there, it's not there. So if you just see a random video that says, well, hello everyone, and this is what I decided to do, that's why. because it was either burn the plants, trash the plants, pick the beans. So I'm just not sure if they're actually here on my property now. I really couldn't say. Yeah, it stinks, but let me see. Um, Barb said plant some rosemary there. Okay. And it did say the only thing I think it didn't have was a nasturtium, but it had a marigold in there. It killed the marigold too, by the way. Indiana Backyard Gardener, who's Adrian, says cover the bed with a tarp, kill them off of what's in there. Okay, I read that. LP's okay. Southern Michigan, I kill everyone I find, and I find at least 5 every time I move a bucket. It's crazy. So are these jumping worms going into the bucket, or are they like worms that go underneath the bucket? Have you contacted your local extension office about the beetles? No, I have not, LP. That's very good. Very good about that. If you have DE, you could use that in the bed too. Would I use like a batch, like it has to be diluted, and I pour it into the soil? Like, that's where I'm confused at, my friends. What can I put in the soil so I can use the bed besides a tarp and not use the bed? So DE, that's what I use. Says Danny Days. Hi, Danny. I never did receive those seeds for the loofah, I think it is. And Adrian, while I'm thinking of it, I received a pink like slip from the mail saying I had to pay $3 and I don't remember, rounded off $4 for something to come here to be delivered. So I'm not really sure if it's the package that you were missing or not, but my roommate gave it to the mailman who said he'll bring it here tomorrow. So cross your fingers that it was a lack of postage, and that's why the post office wanted to charge me, but it may end up getting here tomorrow. My mailman said if it's there, he'll bring it here. But today your hair looks cute in your high ponytail. Oh my goodness, Barb, I'm a hot mess, girl. Is the garden okay? Says Chris. No. Hands in the dirt. Pam. I did call Pam. She knows I made this video, my folks, my friends. She can vouch for me. But she doesn't know as of today that my video is now gone. And I just needed help. I didn't know whether to plant something else in there, take my chance. Should I take my rake with the teeth, bust up the soil? I took everything off the soil. If I saw them crawling, I gathered them. They all went with the other plants and they were off this property and gone. But hi, Pam. I spoke to Pam for like a while. I talk to Pam a lot. Pam knows the whole story. She was just like, oh, you know. Then I told her I did the video and it'll be informative to everyone. Well, welcome in, Pam. My video is now lost in outer space somewhere. I gave you the extension office info. Yes, you did. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Danny. Danny Day says everything is looking lush. Yeah, well, looks are deceiving, but is in some desperate need of some rain. I kid you not, my friends. I mean, my sweet potatoes are like so limp. I try to water it. We're just suffering here. And then I got an email, something about some terrible storms going to come rolling in here. Thunderstorms, rain. I'll believe it when I see it. And then it'll probably break some of my sunflowers. Here, let me see. I'll give you a little. But that rake that's sticking out right there is what I was thinking about using to bust up the soil there. So lots going on. This isn't about like a boo-hoo me, you know, because I did get a lot of beans out of it. But you know, with bush beans, you can get a second, a third, a fourth harvest out of that. It just is what it is. Unfortunately, that would have been a great video to have on YouTube. Enlighten us all, you know. But now it's like, I'm a little scared. That's what it is. I'm afraid it might have went to the squash. I got to check all the squash plants, check the tomatoes, and need to know if the other half, the other bed, I should say, that has the October beans from Boone, if if I should just go for it. Go for it again and just plant some more beans. Oh, you find them under stuff. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, really, Danny? I'll have to... Okay, thank you. Welcome in, Danny Days. You can drench the soil in neem oil. It will kill off eggs, larvae, and everything. Wow. Okay, well, neem oil. I'm going to have to see how much it is, see if I can find it here. But okay, you know. Listen, if y'all don't know, me and Adrian are like this. I mean, I hit it really good from Adrian. She'll vouch. I texted her about it, 4th of July. Hey, I'm seeing this yellow bug. Took a picture of it, sent it to her. Boom, she came back with the Mexican bean beetle. I was like, okay, no problem. Never said anything yesterday because I was in it from 9:30 yesterday morning, 9:30 a.m. So almost 7 o'clock last night, knee deep in this crap, you know. Never texted her about it, even after I made my decision on what I was going to do. But I did text her and said, hey, Adrian, yo girl, what is this on the bottom of my cucumber plant? And she said, oh my goodness, I'm going to have a brain fart. That I just needed to create some airflow. See, I don't usually get blight. That's what it was, blight. She's like, just take scissors, cut it off, just a little bit of blight, but it's the humidity that's going on in your area. I'm actually getting some blight. Like, you know, I do mine 6 to 8 inches on the bottom of my tomato plant, but when you look up, you can see blight. My salsa garden is starting to limp and suffer. I'm seeing some blight there too, and it has to be from the lack of rain and all the humidity here. My plants can't handle it. But moral of my story is I sent her a picture on the cucumbers, and never once did I expose, like, hey, by the way, Adrian, I was completely infested with this bug. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. No, here I am doing emergency live, like I lost all those plants. The amount of bugs, it was something I never saw before. I never even heard of the bug before. Just wanted to educate myself more and wanted to bring this to people's attention. Let's see. Okay, so Barb agrees with Indiana Backyard Gardener, and that's to get DE and drench the bed. Okay, we're supposedly getting rain in the evening. Oh, I hope we do, girl. I really hope we do. Your garden looks good from here, says Pam. Hands in the dirt. Check out her channel, because I always call it a different name of the channel. You know how I am. I support everybody. And when I do some of my edits, I end up, I think, saying, like, playing in the dirt. Go check her out. She's like, hey, I kind of like that. So with disaster, my friends, always comes beauty, right? And I have a sunflower ready to open. I have cabbages that are still alive. I have celery. I'm also dealing with the Chinese or Japanese lanterns here. But here's going to be a cute little surprise. It has holes on it, but I'm smart. I covered it. But let me show you. You ready? Look down in there. We have snowball cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, potatoes, lots of beauty. That's not looking good. Here's my sweet potatoes, not looking good. Even my herbs aren't looking good because we're in a drought here. How do you like my salsa garden now? All this needs is one good rain. I got my first tomato off of there. But all we need is one good rain and it'll be all right. But every single plant here is just suffering. My peppers are doing pretty good. It's one bed, half hot, half sweet. All sweet. Squash. Back here, I don't want to go too far back because it might mess around with. And look, see, I'm getting light like this all the way up the plant. It's coming from the humidity. It's god awful here. It's probably, besides 1986 when I had my daughter, I've never seen a summer like this. And it was doing this towards the end of spring. We went from it being damp, windy, cold. I didn't get my things planted till like a week to 2 weeks after Mother's Day. And we went right into the 90s with this humidity. It's god awful, and I'm killing myself out here. But thank you for that comment, Pam. I said the same thing at Hands in the Dirt. Probably what just hit us is coming your way. It wasn't so bad. Bad enough in terms of lightning and thunder, but as far as my anxiety is concerned, it was okay, but lots of rain. Well, LP, we know about anxiety, and it came in my email box, and I was like, oh no, because I've already just lost a whole bed of gorgeous bean plants, but I did harvest the beans. And now I'm just waiting for, those horrible storms we usually get here by the river for it to knock over a lot of... All right, now I'm inside. Sorry, everyone. I know it just bumped me out. My phone was getting ready to die. Or it's the heat out there. Downy mildew. Wait, who was I thinking of? No, Hands in the Dirt. Why, did I say something different? I know you're a guy. Did I say someone else's name or... Oh, yeah. You have to excuse me. I'm a hot mess. Okay, let's see. Hands in the Dirt is Stacy. Okay, thank you. Danny says, I know I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to mention it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a man. Okay, whatever I was saying, it's probably just because I'm overwhelmed. So, excuse me, Hands in the Dirt. Stacy, welcome. She has another sub with a name. Oh, I see what I was doing. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Adrian said it right. I do have a sub with a name very, very similar to that. So, sorry about that. Do excuse me. It's cool. Good. So, yeah, look at me. I'm like a hot mess. So, it's too hot out now to really do anything further. And that's pretty much what's going on. All the bean plants with all the thousands and thousands of bugs that were on there is off the property, completely gone. I did get a decent harvest out of it, but just needed to, I'm just disappointed, like, that the situation happened in the first place, and I also wanted my video to be put out there, and it disappeared. So, unfortunately, you're only going to see the second part of this video if anybody watches this back. I was trying to share what I was experiencing within my video to educate myself and other people. I still need to learn some more about this particular bug. And let's just cross our fingers and hope to God that it didn't get to the squash or my tomato plants. So far, I'm not seeing anything. So yeah. And to reach out to the gardening community on what to do with the bed. So DE and a tarp. Prior to y'all, it was Miss Jen said, I know, dust the spunk off pretty much and just plant some more. I kind of did go into the soil to see if I saw anything. Their eggs are really hard not to be able to see. There's red ones. They're like an orangey color. I mean, you could see them. So, nonetheless, my whole trough fell over. Then my peppers were in epic fail. Oh no, Danny Days, I'm so sorry. Stacy from Hands in the Dirt had said my green beans are suffering too. I might pull the bad ones and replant. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, was yesterday disturbing to me? Yes. I think I got more upset today because I wanted that video to be out there, and then I spent an additional 4 hours editing it to then go, and it said my space was full, and I deleted a video off, and it deleted that. I was back here like a sailor, casting up a storm, I kid you not. So I'll have to look for some more beans, and I think I'm going to go in the bean bed that Voon's plants are growing in, the October beans, and I think I'm just going to concession sow some more beans. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that bed yet. If I can get my hands on some DE, I'll try it. It's obviously been exposed. I am going to go out there, I think, and bust up that dirt. And then maybe I'll go in that bed with maybe something else other than beans. I'm not really sure. And then I also feel like maybe I should just go in with beans again. If I have them, then I guess it'll show up after my plants grow, right? So that's what's going on. A great big shout out to Adrian. I wasn't trying to keep a secret from Adrian. I just figured she would have saw the video today. Do you have cloud space for photos? It's worth it. Well, I ripped my phone not that long ago onto my laptop. I'm using my phone. And I just did it. But it didn't delete everything off my phone. And that's how that mishap happened, because I'm using a free editing software on my cell phone. And from the last, it didn't rip them all off. And then today I went in to delete a video off, and it deleted yesterday's video. And I was there trying to figure out how I could recover it. I went into the trash and it said nothing was in there. I was like, oh no. Yeah, I have them. Adrian says, the only issue I have now is these dang Japanese beetles on my grape leaves. Well, I mean, I have a video for that. I read some information where people were saying, oh, put bowls of pine soil around. They'll fall right into it and die. No, they don't. But I will say one thing. If you walk around your garden with like a little bowl and like a straw that you'll never use again, and you knock them because they love going up the stem of eggplants, they like going up the stems of sunflowers. If you can take the straw and knock them into the pine soil, kills them instantly. But I'm getting a lot because they're all hatching here. Hi, sifting some soil 55. Hello, Mona. How are you? May have to go back and rewatch. I fight the Japanese beetles now. Yep, I think we all have them, don't we? I just knock them in the bucket. Yeah, I tried the water thing. Not so much. They're in there swimming around. So I put some pine soil in a bowl or container I'm not going to use again. And just take like a disposable straw that you can throw out. And just take the straw and scrape them and knock them right into the pine soil, and they die instantly. We all as gardeners have to really get a grip on those Japanese, Chinese lanterns, whatever they're calling them. I had parks here that are saying to check your clothing and backpacks so you don't leave with them. Oh, it's god awful. But if you really do information on those, they kill lots of crops and stuff like that. So when you see them, kill them. Don't feel sorry for them. Indiana Gardner's right. She said they are horrible. It's dish soap. No, the one that I used was, girl, everything with you is dish soap. I so love her. No, it's pine soil, actually. I've got squash bugs and cucumber beetles and potato beetle larvae that cover themselves in their poo. Ew, really, LP? That's so gross. Hopefully you're getting that off. Stacy says, I might try that. I use cold pressed neem oil. Adrian gave me a laugh out loud. Yeah, because Adrian was just like, oh, soap and water at the back of the leaves. If Adrian would have saw what I saw yesterday, she probably would have had a heart attack. So, because I did. I'm upset by it. I did get a lot of beans out of it. But that was only my first pick. And now I just have to, I think the loss of the video was just like the kicker for me. It pushed me over the edge of like, I did use this reference earlier. It's sort of like when Roots and Refuge did her video on her soil being contaminated. I felt like the video was on point that I took yesterday. A lot of information in there. Raw emotion too. And, staying calm as well. Talking about not quitting gardening. All of our temperatures and humidity is different, and God only knows where these came from. So with that being said, if anyone else gets some further information, I will post the what did I decide to do to the bed, even though you all are so great and you're inside my live. I will be posting that tomorrow. If he's come up with any other information, if you could please put it in the comments below that video I post tomorrow so that we can help each other. Maybe somebody has more information than I do. And then we can help new fellow gardeners out. I mean, because honestly, I'm truthful. I've never seen that in 35 years of gardening. Never seen it before. Well, it's a shame, Adrian, because within the video, I had a squirt bottle that had just Dawn dish soap with water, and I was I pulled the leaf off, I put it down to the mulch, and I'm squirting it with the dish soap, and I'm like, look, it's dish soap and water. This is what the bug looks like. And then I said, look, it's still moving even in the dish soap. When you go under Google about this particular beetle, because you could end up with all five. I mean, I had two for facts. I think the third one was getting ready to hatch, and that's why I saw red eggs. But when you go under Google and do research on it, they're suggesting to use like antibacterial Dawn soap and water, but I didn't use that. I just decided after looking them over, seeing how many they were, talking to you all on this video, taking off the leaves, like maybe I'll just take off the leaves. Should I pick the beans first? Maybe this will recuperate. As the more and more I went in, I was like, y'all, I need Jesus because I'm infested with them. And yeah, so that's what the bottom line was. And what I ended up doing will be the video that you end up seeing tomorrow. So yeah. Hi, Tanya. Thank you, LP, for the reminder. Don't forget to contact the extension office. Will do. Hey, Eka, how are you? Bird bath and bird feeders draw the birds, and they will definitely take care of them. Laugh out loud. I mean, I have so many birds because of all the flowers here, and I literally think I said that to my roommate. These birds want to drive me crazy and steal my seeds. Why are they not in the bed having a free-for-all on these bugs? Nope. It was so far gone, it literally happened. And from, let me see, 4th of July, I noticed it. Couple. The day after 4th of July, which was yesterday, I was infested. Infested. So they move quick. Beware. Antibacterial will kill the good bacteria in your soil. Yeah, well, I didn't use it. So, end of this moral of the story here is I decided save what I could save, get rid of all the plants. So, got to pick myself back up and figure out what I'm going to do with that bed. Am I going to experiment? Should I put more beans in there? But you did see that one little baby plant that was smothered in my bed that had a baby bug on it. It had one of those baby Mexican beetle bugs on it. So that's alarming. So now wish me luck because I have to go through my garden and see if they are anywhere else, like on squash, tomato plants, beets, things of that nature. So this was, I guess, to kind of take place of what, you know, happened to my video. You know, I went into outer space. If I find it, I'll post it. If you don't see it posted, you'll see the updated video of this disaster. Miss Jen wants me to post pictures of this on my community tab, so stay tuned for that. You will see that on there. And just thank you, everyone, for popping in for an emergency live, because this has been traumatic in a sense. It's been kind of gut-wrenching. I was questioning myself yesterday, like, did I do something wrong for this to happen? But I know it's life. And now I'm going to pick myself off. I'm going to bring you along for the rest of this journey. And we'll see if my garden gets destroyed by these critters or if I'll still have a gardening season, because it did say once you get them, they can destroy your tomatoes, your squash, your red beets. So lots of prayers. Keep your fingers crossed that that doesn't happen to me, because I will lose my mind. And yeah, I guess just follow along. And let's see what I end up deciding to do. Let's see what I end up deciding to do with that bed. If I can find DE that was suggested by Barb and Adrian, I will try to do it. Part of me is so feisty about this situation. Like, I want to plant more beans in there just to see if they come right back. They come right back, and that means my garden's infested. So, hi, Hedgehog's Homestead. Long time no see. How are you? Sorry, you might have to go back, watch the whole live. Indiana Backyard Gardener says absolutely 100%. I'm so sorry to hear that. This is so frustrating. It really is. Really is. And I was just aggravated that my video, after all that editing, just disappeared. And it really, I don't know, I will say this again for the 5th time in this live. I feel like that video was probably more of my fundamental, more important videos. And you could see how calm I stayed, or like, oh gosh, everybody look at this, you know? It really is a shame that I don't have the video. I only have what I ended up deciding to do, but I do have pictures of the situation. If you see one leaf and it has 8, imagine all my bush beans. They were just covered in them. They were going down the stem. They were just, if I say it was infested, it was infested. Could have also been in the black cow. No, because I searched that big time. And I used that in other beds, so I would have it in other beds. See, I thought about that. And so far, they're not in any of the other beds. But they do say once you get this Mexican bean beetle, it could attack your other crops. And that's what I need to be on the lookout for. Jerry Riggs, hello, hello. LP says you got this. Thank you, LP. You don't know what's in these products we buy. Yeah, that's true. They're usually around June, July, so a late planting could be fine. Okay. So that's that. That's kind of what's going on. Thank you, Hedgehogs, for coming in. Whoever missed this may have to go back and watch it from the beginning. Thank you to Miss Jen for pulling me up by my bootstraps. You know, because I'm just gonna keep it real. It's hard. It really is hard. And especially when you're trying to feed your own family and other people, I just felt like I left everyone down. I know I didn't, but that's just how I felt. So, thank you everyone for coming on to the live. I hope to God you don't get this problem with the beetle bug. There's 5 different pictures, I think, on Google on what they look like and the eggs and so forth. Let me see. It says, I'm with Indiana. Their eggs could have come in with something, and they go their favored crop. Maybe it's possible. Good thing you still have time for another planting. Yeah. So, nah. This is a lesson. See it like that. Summer crap. I love y'all. Because literally, if I sat here and lied and said I didn't feel defeated, I'd be fooling myself. But this is a good lesson learned for any new gardeners. We older gardeners feel all these things. We don't all have perfect seasons, and that's the moral of the story here. You know, I've been gardening a really long time, and I never saw an ugly bug that looked like this in my life. But you know what? It's not going to stop me from gardening. But I just wanted to share the information and share what happened to the video. And at the end of the video, I said, well, what can you do? You know what I say? Keep growing your own food. I did say that in the video, so I'm really sorry, guys, that the video went MIA, but what are you going to do? I'm exhausted. Hello, Mel. I'll rewatch from the beginning. Thank you, Suzanne. Exactly. You live and learn. Yep. And I really feel like I'm reaching some younger gardeners, so I don't know. That video just meant a lot to me yesterday. And then I'm sitting here editing it for over 4 hours for that to happen. I was just like, oh, that's it. I have to do an emergency live and try to explain this. But thank you for the 27 thumbs up. I appreciate it. Just got here. Bugs are bad. It's hornworms and Japanese beetles. Well, here it's, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Jerry. It's the Mexican bean beetle. Go look at it because I had a full infestation of them, majorly. Plus, you have a whole green stalk with beans. Yeah, they're looking kind of bad, though. I got to go over and take a look at them. But again, thank you, LP, for this is a lesson to see it like that. And, you know, sometimes things just go to crap, right? It's a buggy season here, too. Yep. Yep, it's important to show your failures as well as your wins. Thank you, Hedgehog. I mean, that in itself was enough to make me cry because that was exactly the moral of why I was putting my situation out there in this video. I blatantly said, as I'm buried in bugs in this bean bed, I said, I cannot stay true to myself if I do not share what's going on right now that could help someone else. Maybe you can all see what's going on here and give me some more information. But I cannot just come on YouTube and only show the good. I have to show the bad too. Yeah, we got the Japanese beetle and a cucumber beetle. I don't know if that's the same thing, but no, it's not. Just type in under Google, Mexican bean beetle. The yellow, all solid yellow one, I have it. Well, I have it, had it. And then there's a full yellow one that has these white things. I had that too. Then you'll see the color of the eggs. And then you'll see like this red Mexican beetle. That was getting ready to hatch because I also saw the red eggs. So it was time just to suck it up like a big girl, pull off the beans, and get those plants out of here and off the property. Do look it up. They kill your tomato plants, your squashes, and your red beets as well. So that's the part I'm scared about. And, you know, lots of prayers that hopefully it doesn't go to that extreme, because that would be completely, and I said that would be detrimental to my gardening season. Like, it would be over. I even said that in the video. But I also had moments of weakness, not crying or anything, and then moments of, well, you know, we all live in different states, different climates, different grow zones, and guess what? Sometimes things happen. What are you going to do? And I think that's kind of how I ended it. Like, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and that's keep growing food. And I hope that you do the same thing. So, you know, sorry about the video disappearing, but thank you to Adrian. A big shout out for all the help. Pam, who, you know, listened to my rant and rave about it. And thank you all for everybody that came on to, is there a larva in the soil? I didn't see any, Jerry. Looks like a yellow ladybug. It's actually uglier than a ladybug, and it has no wings. It absolutely has no wings. I'm going to hop off of here in a minute and go right to my community page, and I'm going to upload photos of the bugs, and wait till you see them. And just imagine that is on the back of one leaf, that it was on every single plant, going down the stems. They were walking across the dirt. Like, I got it all out. I made sure I went through the dirt. If I saw anything, I picked it up, disposed of it all. And yeah, it's what it is. Good for you. Yeah, I don't have that one. We get the red Mexican bean beetles occasionally. I haven't seen many yet. Fingers crossed. Oh, well, I saw it. Now, I seen the red eggs, so I think that was next. I mean, think about that. One 8x4 bed that was planted high intensity, square foot gardens of just all bush beans. Had two, like, well, was on the verge of having three, I think, out of the five. And that's scary. That's some scary business there. I mean, seriously. So two were already hatched, obviously, and here. The solid yellow one, the yellow and the white one, and then I saw the red eggs. So I was going to get the red ones Suzanne's talking about, and just decided to, you know, get rid of it. Yeah, you got to burn it all. Well, I wanted to burn it, then the wind picked up. So me and my roommate, I asked him for his help. We got all the plants, put them in this really big trash can. He looked around the ground, I looked around the ground. I raked any debris up that might have been, you know, around the bed or anything like that. I raked it up. I did Dawn just soap and water going around the bed, plus on my bed, not in the dirt, but up the side walls and stuff like that. And that can was put out to the street, and that can was taken away today. So any of those bugs that were alive, no one's even lifted that lid. Like, again, my friends, they don't fly. They just walk. They would have had to have suffocated in that trash can between the heat here and how hot a trash can is with the lid shut. Oh my goodness. So the trash men came, and all those plants are gone away from this property. Can only hope that I don't see any more. The scary thing is I saw, what did I say? Today I saw I saw one bug and two of the leaves with eggs on it, plucked it off. Yesterday, there was a couple of the bugs and only like one of the eggs. I got that off yesterday on the other bed. And I just showed a little teeny puny plant, green bean plant, that I left in the bed specifically as a trap crop. And it had a baby on there. So, I don't know. We'll see. It could be in the soil. I don't know. I'm going to just let it sit. And I'm going to keep my eye open. And I will keep you all posted. So thank you to everyone who came in. Greatly appreciate it. I'm just going to take a deep breath, try to zen, pick myself up, and figure the next thing out, you know? But if anybody gets any information, or you have information you could share along with the rest of the community, what I ended up deciding to do video will be out tomorrow. Post your comments underneath there, so we bring awareness to this and still keep encouraging people to keep it moving. Because believe me, I need that told to me. I got to keep it moving because it's hard. It's really hard. So I love you all. Thank you so much for listening to me and understanding about the video disappearing. Oh my gosh. That really is what turned me into a sailor. Because I thought I was kind of on the calm side yesterday until my video disappeared. And then I was like a sailor and I can't recover it. So I'm really sorry about that. And yeah, just wish me luck that this thing doesn't infest the rest of my garden. I would really appreciate the prayers, health, good luck, a nice, decent garden, and that the rain gods come and give us some rain and take some of this humidity away because I can't function and think anymore in this humidity. So thank you everyone for coming in. It really means the world to me. I used it when I was desperate. Oh, okay, Suzanne. Thank you everyone. Um, I'm just gonna kick back for a bit. It is 5:15 here. So my day yesterday and my day today has been completely shot. And there's things out there that could be harvested. I mean, I spent all day harvesting beans and messing with bugs and ripping plants out. And oh, Lord, I need a break. The beans that I did get are in water. Hopefully, they'll be okay till maybe I screw my head back on and can deal with them tomorrow. So, thank you for understanding about my video being gone and understanding in this emergency, like rant, I guess, and almost just, losing it. But things happen. And thank you for everyone that's there for me. I would do the same. And let's just keep helping one another and, dusting the spunk off and keep it moving, as Miss Jen would say. But I love you all. And I guess I'll see you Sunday and throughout the week. So love you. God bless. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.